Welcome back to our Sentinel webcast interview with Rochester Mayor Mark Smiley. Mayor, what's the prospect for running city water to the area of the old Textron plant where they have some groundwater problems?
We are looking at that right now through our engineering staff, and we are doing a feasibility study on it. We're not committing ourselves for the city of Rochester, but we are looking at their engineers' design to take water out there. There's a lot of issues about it for the city. We have to make sure that we do not have stagnant water out there. It's a long way to pump water, and there's going to be minimal consumption out there. So there's got to be a lot of maintenance down the road. Who's going to pay for the maintenance even if we get that given to us? It looks like a real good situation when you think you're going to have water taken out there, but if you look behind the scenes, there's a lot of issues with maintenance, and also if they're talking about a pumping station, who's going to pay all that electricity? And then you don't really want to put it back onto the city customers that are there now, because it's really a development project. So it's not really the city's obligation, but we are looking at it, and we'll see if we can't work things out. But
I take it Textron hasn't offered to pony up?
well, they are looking into it, but it's all talk right now, and we are looking at it as a feasibility study. We're not implying that we're going to do it, take it, so we all have to see what it comes out on their offer and how things
Do you
work
have a time
out.
frame, how long it might take to
You
learn what we
know,
need to know?
well, we're having a meeting with them actually March 30th, 10 o'clock. We're bringing the lawyers and the engineers from Rhode Island, I believe it is, or New Jersey, and they're coming in, and from Textron. So the left hand needs to know what the right hand's doing, and we've had one meeting before, so it's all been kind of like he said, she said, so I requested to have another meeting so everybody can be on the same page.
This week, the Fulton County squad car decision was made. They're going to get rifles in their squad cars. I take it the city already has rifles in the squad cars?
Yes, we purchased rifles for this city policemen and women sometime last year, I believe. It's been quite a while ago. Time flies, as we said before, but we do have high-powered rifles for the police department now. Just because in today's society you want to be prepared, you want to be proactive than reactive.
Are these the same kind of rifles the county's getting, the military style police version of the AR-15?
I don't believe, I think ours are, I don't know exactly what they are. I don't know if they're the same rifles or not. I can't answer that.
The old fire department training house in Madison was demolished this week. What's ahead for that site?
Well, we're having an open city hearing coming April 13th for people that want to purchase the old city hall and fire department building. The reason we tore down the old house there, it was in pretty bad shape, and we felt as the Board of Public Works and Safety that we had it in our budget to go ahead and tear a house down if it was condemned. We didn't want to see that the house be sold and then not do anything with it, and I would like to see that area retained for parking for the city. If we do sell the city hall, old city hall and fire station, then I would suggest to the city council to keep those lots next, which is east of the old building, for city parking or whatever, because we need more city parking here when we have like the festival, the Round Barn Festival, and anything. So that's why we tore the house down. It was just, you can fix anything you want with money, but you know, we have a lot of old houses that we didn't need to have one more there. I think it's better use for the land.
How about the fire department city hall building? There are some serious offers on the horizon there?
Yes, we did have an offer come through the city council at our last city council meeting. A gentleman brought an offer in, but checking with our city attorney, we need to put this up for a city hearing and a public notice so anybody can come and bid on it, and then it'll be up to the city council to decide what they want to do.
Do you have what does the mayor think a fair price might be for that parcel?
Well, it's really not up to me to think what a fair price is, but it's legal. We had an commercial appraiser of $50,000, so that's where we have to go.
Doesn't sound like very much money, $50,000 for that much property.
You know, it's really if a guy or person, man or woman, has an opportunity to use that building, it's a pretty inexpensive piece of real estate if you have a use. It's hard to even build a pole barn for $50,000.
The former Main Street Grill restaurant has been filled by Poblanos Mexican restaurant, which, by the way, makes an excellent chicken burrito. But the burned out restaurant next door remains vacant. What's in the future for that building?
I don't know what the future is going to be. We can't condemn the building through the Building Plan Commission due to the fact it's not on a bad foundation. So it's kind of up to the individuals that own the building, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I know we have looked at it, but the only way you can condemn a building is if it's a health hazard, or if the foundation's bad, or it's going to fall down. So I don't know the future. I don't have a ball. I can't tell you.
Do you expect any areas near the city to be annexed after the 2010 census is complete? And if so, what areas might those be?
Well, we cannot annex anything until 2012. You cannot annex any property a year before the census or a year after the census. So in 2012, then again it has to be, all the infrastructure's got to be put in. So then you've got to look, is it feasible for the city to pay infrastructure and then try to annex anything. So it's the same as a business. If you run water lines, sewer lines, storm sewers out somewhere, that's going to cost millions of dollars. And what are you going to gain if you do annex it? How much property taxes are you going to generate in revenue to offset that big expense of infrastructure? So right now I don't see anything right at the time that's going to be pressing to annex.
Well, now, a couple of years ago, you were pretty interested in annexing some ground east or west of town.
West of town or east of town?
West of town, for an addition.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was the prior administration that tried to do that. And the reason that they did not get that done was because they have to put storm sewers out there. And when they did the calculations, the way I understand it, it wasn't feasible to spend millions of dollars to generate $15,000, say, for tax revenue. So that's why it did not go through at that time. And I don't know all the specifics on that because I was not involved in that project.
Yeah, but shortly after you became mayor,
I was
you
looking
wanted
at
to do that.
Yes, I did. Yes, until I was eager when I jumped into the mayor's position. Yes, but there's also a lot of things that you learn as you go too, and that's one of them. That it's just not that easy to annex any property. The best way you can annex it if nobody lives there, and then you don't have anybody complaining about it. But the city, just to go in there and want to annex the property, then you have the homeowners that are living in that township.
You have to bring the services out there.
You have to have the service, and then you have to have the buy-in from the people.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where it kind of came to a stepping stone, and we started looking into the finances of it, and that's where it was as far as the finance. So.